What is up, you guys, and welcome back for another episode. I'm your host, Lex.
And I'm Bing.
And this is the
Strange Fruit Podcast.
Yay! We're back again, week 2.
Yes, ma'am. 2. Yeah. First off, we want to say thank you for all the advice and compliments on the constructive criticism and everything on the week's 1 episode.
Our debut episode.
Yeah.
You guys definitely showed a lot of love.
Yeah, it was a lot of love.
Yeah.
It was a lot of good things I heard.
And the constructive criticism, like he said.
Yeah.
We always take advice, so.
And I was surprised how many people listened to it.
I know.
People was coming up to me at work.
I knew, but I didn't really know.
Yeah.
You know, because when it's the first one. But yeah, you guys definitely showed us a lot of love. We appreciate all the DMs, the calls, the texts, the comments.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just keep it coming.
Yes, ma'am. All right. We didn't get nobody sent you no DM about no advice or anything.
No advice this week.
Yeah.
Like we said, we have a strange advice segment, so don't forget, guys, you can always DM us on Instagram.
Yep.
Our Instagram handle is Strange Fruit Pod, just Strange Fruit Pod. And you can give us a letter. You can write us a letter. You can write us compliments, but comments is what I meant.
That work. You can do that too.
Or if you want us to give advice on anything that you have, any topics that you guys have. It's just a way for you guys to really communicate with us. And you can always leave comments as well. But definitely put it in the DMs on Instagram so that we can see it and we can shout you guys out. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it.
We're getting right into it. Highlight of the week. You want to go first? I went first last time.
Okay, I'll go first. Highlight of the week. I got a job. Pretty much.
You got a job?
Nah, I got my same job. I love it. Oh. Nah, nothing changed. Nothing really changed. It wasn't really no.
You have a job.
Yeah, okay. It was a joke. So like, no, it was a good week. You know, I enjoyed it.
Anything fun?
No, the only thing happened was Saturday I went to the funeral of my aunt. Yeah. That was it. But
you got to see your family at least.
Yeah, we hung out. It was the only thing about funerals like I hate. It brings people together. You know, I hate it bring us together because we should be together more often. Yeah. Not just when somebody dies.
Funerals, even weddings. I mean, I feel like funerals definitely bring out the most, your family the most. It's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. But I mean, COVID's here too, so I guess when COVID's done, I already said like some things I want to plan personally. Yeah. For the family. Yeah. So I'm gonna be like some little linking up sessions and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. We're all grown now, so it's like, why not? Yeah. You know. Yeah. I've seen people I ain't seen since I was a child.
I know.
For real.
I was like, do you remember me?
No, that's why I got it.
I was born.
Yeah, no. I don't know you.
You were a little baby. You couldn't even talk, and I probably don't remember you.
But the funny thing about this, like, hey, you want something to drink? They was ready to give me a drink. They was giving me drinks.
And tell you stories all about when you were.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't really remember you.
Well, check this out. I'm gonna make you laugh. One of my uncles. I can't say his name, but. He had Hennessy White.
Oh, he got that from overseas.
Hennessy White.
You can only get that overseas.
Now check this out. And he drank it with Ensure. Vanilla. So I said you made a spicy milkshake. Whatever the hell that we call it.
But Ensure. See, I call that multitasking.
I guess you want to be full and drunk a little bit.
Yeah. That's what I like to call multitasking.
Yeah, I was.
Because you get your protein in and you get your alcohol in all in one. Yeah. He said, we don't eat around here.
No,
I mean, technically, I don't think that's still going to help you not get drunk, but at least the protein will make you full.
Yeah. I saw him mix it up. I was like, okay. He said, go ahead and try a sip, nephew.
No, I'm good.
I don't need the Ensure. I get the real meal. I'm good, bro. But
that's so funny.
I was dying. I was crying yesterday.
Mixed together. I mean, there's a stereotype that you can't mix liquor with dairy. But I mean, there's a bunch of different drinks that have
He didn't even have it on ice. It was hot.
Oh, I don't like
I don't want that.
Yeah, no.
Hot milk? Essentially milk. Essentially.
Was he like really old?
He's 80, but he looks good. I mean, he looks good. He has still his hair and everything. He's black.
Yeah, I call that multitasking.
Yeah, he was.
You know what's up?
He was getting it in. He was getting it in.
I'm dead. All right, moving on. Our song of the week.
Ooh, did I go first or you went first?
You went first.
Okay, now your turn.
No.
Don't worry about it. We just go first. Yeah, because you've been trying to hype it up.
what makes me mad?
What?
You just guessed it like 5 seconds ago.
I did?
Yes! And I was trying not to sing it the whole time we were eating lunch.
I still don't even know what that's a guess.
Quicksand by Moray. You said Moray.
Oh, okay.
Yo, that's my...
Never heard of it, but...
You never heard the song?
Nope.
Well, how'd you know to guess him?
I just saw...
Because I said big fat guy.
I looked up recent interviews with new artists.
Yeah. Okay, so
and you said he was new.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of. The song technically came out last year. And then he dropped the music video in December. And so I heard it once. And then one of my favorite dancers came out with like a combo to it. And then I was like, oh my God, that's the same song that I liked like a few months ago. And I was like, oh, I gotta listen to it. And then I've been listening to it. She did that like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Kirkland. So I've been listening to it. Actually, I haven't been listening to it that much, but since like a few days ago.
Okay.
That's my song. He's so good. He does give me like Rod Wave vibes for sure. But he's a very good rapper. Like very like undercover rapper. So.
Okay.
Artists, yeah. Okay. I was like, how did you have all the people? How did you guess that?
I be guessing. I be figuring stuff out. I be trying to tell people.
Quicksand.
I be figuring it all out.
Moray. And if you guys are dancers or any of my friends are watching this, go watch Nicole Kirkland's combo to that song. It is so dope.
Nicole Kirkland.
Dope. Yeah.
Okay.
She's dope.
Okay. She from around
here? In LA. They live in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you're a dancer, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't know. I do a little.
That's my thing. Like being a dancer, I feel like I connect to songs so much more. Like if I'll be like, okay, the song is okay. Yeah. But then once I see like one of my favorite dancers dance to it, I'm like, oh my God, this is the best song ever. Like it just, it's I don't know what it is. Like dancing to a song makes you, because you hear it more and you feel it more.
I was about to say because I went to dance class.
There's so many songs.
I think it was a Big Sean song. With Janae Aiko. I heard the song so many times. I went to a class one night, but I was like, man, this song really is real good. Like the words and stuff, and the beat. You hear all the beats, and you feel. You gotta feel it. You gotta feel it because you gotta make the move.
She's good because like she like finds those pockets. Like I call like those pockets. So it's like those like the bass beats, but like every bass beat. Like she's good. She's really good. So you gotta watch it. Watch her after you watch the music video. And the music video, oh God. The music video is so cool too because you can tell he's from Fayetteville. So he's from Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is not that far from here. Not that far from where my family is.
No.
And the music video is shot back in his hood where he's from. So it's really cool.
Vietnam. That's what they call it.
Fayetteville's not that bad. I mean, I wouldn't know. I've only been there a few times.
That's what we tell people when people come to Charleston. We be like, Charleston ain't that bad. Yeah, okay. It's a little dangerous sometimes. It's alright.
But yeah. He's cool.
Okay. My song has a dance to it.
The new TikTok dance.
It is. What is it called? No, my song is called. It's by Young. It's Young on the Young Stoner album, but it's Young Thug's song called Ski.
Yeah, it's a new TikTok dance.
It is.
I think it started on TikTok.
I don't got challenge. I don't got TikTok.
Oh yeah, the ski challenge started on TikTok. I think. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so funny.
Wow, that song is so good.
I love it.
It's so good.
It's nice. It's a nice beat.
It's really good.
Well, I like Young Thug anyway.
Yeah, me too.
I like Young Thug. He's a good rapper. He's a good rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like him at first because I didn't understand what he was saying, but then I actually broke down all his lyrics and stuff, what he was saying, listening.
Thug is, yeah.
He be snapping. I've
seen him a few times. He's a dope performer too. Like some rappers aren't good at performing because they don't have that like stage presence. Yeah. But he's really good.
Yeah, he's up there with me. Good. Yeah, he got swag too. I like the drip.
Yeah.
He got the drip. Yeah. I ain't wearing no dress, but everything else
I was gonna say he does.
He crossed the line.
Yeah, I love it.
But he's swaggy though. He got a little drip. He got the drip.
You got some drip on today.
No.
Check out his Instagram because we just took pics. So I'm sure by the time this is out, I'm sure we'll be up there. So go check out his Instagram. Go ahead and drop it for us.
I got a little sauce.
Let them know in case they don't know. In case they're new. What's your Instagram?
And don't touch my scalp. Don't touch it.
Yeah,
don't touch it.
_Brittany.
All right.
Yeah.
So
we're diving in, man. We're getting through it. We got some stuff to do today.
Yeah.
We're getting through it. We're going in.
So this is one topic we was talking about for like months, probably years.
I think we've been talking about this for
probably years, and we always come up with our own ideas to it and everything, our own ways of seeing it how it is. But we get into it today about it. It's men and women being best friends, and women being best friends with men.
Yes. So first, before we get started, we just want to preface this by saying that we're coming from this perspective because that's what we are. And so we get this comment and this question all the time. Yep. Even after the first episode, like even people who know us, like, are y'all really best friends? You know? So we're going to be speaking from the man and the woman perspective in heterosexual relationships because that's what we are.
That's what we can relate to.
We're not leaving anybody out. We're not exiling anybody out of the convo. And we are, if you are a different perspective or have a different perspective, please comment or DM us and let us know. But just for the sake of this episode, we're just coming from our perspective. So, friendships, men and women friendships. Where are we starting?
The question is, the root of to it is basically, why is it so hard for men to be friends with women? Yeah. And men to be friends with women.
We wonder why it's so hard because we're looking from the inside out. Yeah. So we have been best friends for a very long time. Yeah. And I've also, like, both of us also have other best friends of, the other sex. So
other sex,
we're always like, we don't understand why is this so hard? But then we do, because when we get into other friendships and like other relationships with people, you start to see why it becomes so hard. But we are just going to speak from our perspective. Why is it so hard? Why do you think it's so hard?
It's so hard because people don't really sit there and understand or see, or sometimes don't want to see what they don't want to see. Some things there's always intentions, or some people really like. It's okay just to be friends with somebody. Like men get along with women better sometimes, and women get along better with women, because we don't try to always want something from you, and it's okay. Yeah, and then women. This is my. I mean, but my perspective, I'll say this: I see a lot of women basically don't get along, so it's easier to get along with a man than a woman sometimes, because you can talk. There's more relating. You can talk about certain stuff like dating. Yeah. I'm dating this guy, and then you talking to this guy. Well, he's gonna tell you what this guy really likes, or what he's really into, and you'll be better as a woman for that guy. Sometimes that helps. Right. Instead of a woman that. Sometimes a woman to jump on your side and say, well, no, this is not it, or just jump on your side just to be your friend. Most of the time a guy is going to tell you what it really is, especially if it's your friend. So right women just I say it like this, they want you to come back to be the single side with them sometimes. Sometimes okay, so here's my perspective. My perspective of why it's so hard is because ideally, like stereotypically, men are always pursuing women. Yeah. So we look at it from a woman's perspective. We look at it as it's hard to be friends with y'all because 9 times out of 10 y'all want us, And then on the opposite side, it's harder for men because from you guys' side, we a lot of times when we're pursuing other men, we use that excuse of like, oh, he's just my best friend or he's just my friend, blah, blah, blah. And knowing good and well that he's not. You know what I'm saying? He's some boy that really wants you and you're just leaving him for the next person. Yeah. So I think put him in the pocket.
Yeah.
Pocket, save him for later.
So I think both, like from the male and the female perspective, we've kind of created this, this imbalance, I guess, of why it makes it harder for the other sex to believe that they're truly best friends. And, then which leads on to like why it's harder for women to be friends with men and men to be friends with women, like genuinely friends. Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah. That's tough. I mean, I've been on that road. Yeah. I've been on that road. I've done that road.
Yeah. Right. So speaking of which, like going into that, both of us have been in relationships, I guess, or situationships, whatever you want to put it, where the other person has legit just been like, I'm not okay with that. And I think for us it's different. It's a little different because we are extremely close. You know what I'm saying? We're very close.
We're close like family.
Right, exactly.
So it's like,
so sometimes, I don't know. I guess people look at it as like our boundaries are different than the average like friendship boundaries. That's because like I'm your sister and you're my brother. You know what I mean? So, like for us, I think we've just had a harder time with significant others than the average person. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, because then you know, let's talk about it with you. What was a time that like did any like guys get like weirded out about me being your best friend like that?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
But for us, okay, so here's the thing. We haven't always established those boundaries from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, even right now in this present moment for both of us, it's a lot easier, right? Because before, like, back in the day, we didn't really... And, I mean, we obviously go through waves of our friendship, right? So sometimes we're really close and sometimes we weren't really close.
Yeah.
And so throughout those times where we weren't really close, it was just kind of like... we didn't establish those boundaries from the beginning. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, now, if you meet somebody... I mean, perfect example, like, you met somebody, I've met them... And it's fine, you know? But before, I don't think that was always the case. It's not that we weren't hiding anything, but I think it's just that was the dynamic of our friendship at the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's kind of made it, like, now we're like, hey, this is my best friend, you know, and I'm like, this is my best friend. We're like, deal with it or... basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at this point, we've come so far that we're not going backwards, you know? And I mean, like, we have... and it's been hard, you know? Like, we haven't always had it easy, but I think it was related to the dynamic of our friendship at that time, too. Yeah. You know?
And it depends on the significant other that the person is with and their insecurities and how they feel about the person that's your friend. Right. How they look at your friend on the outside. People, we can just be real. People look at people from the outside, then they look within. Mm-hmm. So if they look at a person and be like, okay, this person is attractive and this person is attractive, how can they be friends? If they feel this way. Or how y'all text or call all the time when you got problems, you talk to her or he talks to you. Yeah. They don't understand that. Right. Because it's easier to talk to somebody that actually knows where you're coming from sometimes, you know, faster than somebody just learning you or dating you at the moment. But then, you know, that's where that has to change, where you have to tell your friend there has to be a respect. You have to respect my relationship. I have to respect your relationship. Mm-hmm. You have to understand that this person I'm dating comes before everybody else right now. Right. But you also are important. So my relationship also has to respect, this is my friend. Right. This is my friend before you was here. And more than likely, and sometimes your friend be there longer than your relationship.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I say, like, sometimes it depends on the dynamics, because you've also... pretty much for the majority of our friendship have been in a relationship for the most part. Yeah. So
I'm that guy.
Yeah. So it's been harder, you know, like back in the day it was a lot harder because you were always in a relationship. And we were also very younger.
We was younger.
And, you know, we were doing our own thing. But now we're both single. So it is a lot, you know, even though, well, I wouldn't say we're both dating because I'm not really dating. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though we're both, like, dating, I guess, it's, like, easier. Now, it's easier when you're single, you know, and when you do get into that relationship, you know, establishing boundaries is hard. I mean, let alone, women, you guys know, like, when you get into a relationship, even your girlfriends, like, it's hard to balance a girlfriend and a significant other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, I think it's a lot, I wouldn't say a lot easier, but I think it's easier for guys because y'all don't necessarily, like, hang out as much as we do and with our friends, and, you know, you guys don't kind of depend on your friends like how a lot of girls depend on their girlfriends. So when we get into relationships, it's easy for y'all to be like, all right, bro, I'm leaving, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be with my girl, and that's that, and y'all could do that for months, you know what I'm saying, and they'll be like, all right, like, whatever, well, for the most part.
You know why it's like that? Because your girl, so if I'm talking about for me as a guy, my girl, I'm saying if I had a girl, she has something that my homeboy don't have.
True, yeah.
So I can't hang with my homeboy in the middle of the night. I'm going to hang out with my girl. Right. She called me. You know, we can go hang out. We go play ball or something. Maybe like one day out the week or something. Or go to the gym. That's enough for a guy. Right. You know, women need community sometimes with each other. Right. You know, to think about stuff. Sometimes they just want to, you know, do things together, need opinions. Guys like, just like same like going in the mall, going in the store. Most guys, we go in the store 10 minutes, we get a whole bag or buggy full of groceries. You already know we want it.
Right.
Women tend to go to touch, feel everything, see everything.
Yeah.
So it takes time. So all that, it plays into it too.
Yeah, right. And I think like bringing it back to the male-female friendship, sometimes it's harder for girls to have guy best friends than it is for sometimes it's harder for guys to have girl best friends than it is for girls.
I was about to say it's hard. That's hard
for girls to have guy best friends. And I think that kind of ties it back to like my first perspective and topic, which was that men always pursue women, so when we look at it, when we get into a relationship or whatever, and we're looking at it like we know what men do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, this is kind of equivalent for both sides. Yeah. But more importantly for guys, because it's like, we know, like, you wanted me, so what makes you think that you don't want that girl? You know what I mean? Like, what's different about that girl? And I think something that we talked about earlier when we were talking about this was, it depends on the dynamics of that person, too. And kind of like what you were saying earlier. Yeah. Like, if she's really, really pretty, you know what I'm saying? If you have a girl best friend that's really, really pretty and... this, that, and the third, it's just going to be kind of hard for people to figure out, well, why don't you want her? You know what I mean? Like, so it's harder for us to really be like...
Well, I can say for me, my point of view of that, like, it's like almost absolute. Like, if you're my friend, you're my friend. Like, it's like there's a line right there. You're just my friend.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, I go to war with you. I do everything with you. It's like, we're friends to the full extent. Best friends, everything. It's not nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep that very solid because I don't want to get murky and then everybody start getting different feelings and then that's how you ruin a relationship. Then you ain't friends no more.
And friendship.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yep. Relationship all together. Like, you're not friends no more if you make it murky and does somebody catches feelings, somebody doesn't understand the dynamics of like, okay, we just was friends.
Right.
Yep.
That, which kind of like leads us into like our next question, which was like, what does it take for a man and a woman to be best friends? Like, what does it take to really have a good dynamic? And we're just speaking like from what we think. Yeah. Not saying that not everybody has the friendship that we have. But if you do, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's
not easy once you. It's not easy when you're introducing like new people to the situation.
Exactly, yeah.
They do not understand it, and they won't understand it because they just looking at it like, why?
Because we're both quote unquote normal people. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're both decent looking individuals with like a decent life. So it's just like, well, why don't?
It's like, why not?
Right.
It's like, why not? It makes sense, but So what was the question? Does it take for me?
Oh, so what does it take for a male and a female friendship to like be sustainable? Like, what does it take for them to be best friends from your perspective?
I think it takes understanding, honesty, communication, and just everybody be on the same page from the jump.
Yeah.
From the jump.
And I think that's my biggest thing, especially being a female, is everybody being on the same page. And that is something that's very, very sticky. Even, when a guy is pursuing you, no matter how the friendship starts, which, I mean, let's be real, 9 times out of 10, more than likely, a male and a female best friendship normally starts because somebody was placed in the friend zone. Yeah. I mean, if you we're not dumb. Like, we're not going to act like this is not normal, Yeah. So it's kind of like, that whole thing of like the whole concept of everybody being on the same page is crucial. And that's crucial to any friendship, but especially a male and a female friendship, especially one that may or may not start like that, because if you don't establish that from the beginning, it's never going to be sustainable. Sustainable? Why can't I say that?
I get you. I got you. I know what you were saying. I'm with you.
Inevitably, somebody's going to be in their feelings. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt, and it's just not going to work.
No, it takes time.
It takes a
lot of time.
If you get lucky and you meet somebody and you guys are just like, hey, we're just cool, And I think we see this. I would say the most common situation that you see that in is work friendships. So a lot of times our work friendships, but that's also because, we see these people every day. And I'm not going to say that there's not relationships that don't establish from work, but I think that's the most common I would say one of the most common forms of those friendships kind of establishing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's different because you're already in an environment where it might be deemed inappropriate. You know, so that makes it easy.
Yeah.
But aside from that, you know, it's they don't always start like that. You know, you don't always start just knowing like, hey, this is gonna be my friend. You know,
nah.
It's normally.
I feel like women know what they want from that guy when they first meet him. Mm-hmm. They know. They feel that vibe. Like, everything's like energy and vibe. Like, if you don't, you look at a guy and he walk up to you want to talk to you, whatever, and you just look at him and like, okay, he can be my friend. Or he can be maybe more. Or, or maybe even more.
Yeah.
But more likely, you can tell from off of that guy. Because women and men, we both know what we like. We know what we're interested in. And, you know, when it comes to in front of you, you know, this is what you want to do with it. You know, if this is a good person, you want to keep that person around sometime. Not, you know, for beneficial for each other, you know.
Right.
It's hard to find good people to actually want to be friends with. And have good intentions for you and themselves.
Yeah.
That's what it's really about.
Yeah. And I would say that it's, how can I say this? And I'm trying to actually think of what I was about to say. What was I even about to say?
This is good.
Oh, I know what I was about to say. It's not always easy for... if we stick on the relationship, right? So we're sticking on the path of, okay, well, you became my friend because we didn't work out as a relationship. If we stick with that path, it is not easy for women to be like, oh, you're my friend. You know what I mean? Like, especially like from our perspective, because we like a lot of guys can't handle being a friend. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is not something
ego.
Like you guys talk, you guys text for 2 or 3 weeks, you know, 2 or 3 months, whatever. It doesn't work out, and all of a sudden you're best friends. Like that's, I mean, if it does, kudos to you because I can't do it. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? That's not how you know how it is. But a lot of people don't know. Like especially a lot of you guys, like. Y'all don't know how to be friends with us, and that's why we just be like, all right, you know what, this ain't gonna work. I mean, and now I got to cut you off because it's not gonna work.
No, and I can speak on that vice versa. You know, a lot of women don't know how to be friends with guys either.
True.
They don't understand.
But I think it's harder for y'all. I think it is.
Partially because our ego, in a sense. I can say partially, but sometimes it's very misleading because sometimes when you friends with a girl, sometimes they expect you to do things as for like a boyfriend would do, and also just still be their friend.